Hi, welcome back to Shakespeare's Test Kitchen.
Episode 3.
Oh, look at these. These are pork pie molds. I'm excited.
While we spend our time learning how to make meat pies, this week we have a special treat for you.
We're going to send you down south to beautiful North Carolina.
And our special guest hosts, Beth Gardner and Jonathan Finnegan.
Take it away, guys.
You ready?
No. Yes.
I'm Beth Gardner.
I'm Jonathan Finnegan.
Today we are going to make
Kickshaws.
Kickshaws!
Kickshaws! Oh my gosh!
Puff pastry.
This is going well.
Would you please? The word kickshaw comes from the French Quelque shows, and it basically meant a little something.
Anything wrapped in dough, fried, baked, and served at any point of a meal.
Quelque shows, kickshaws were little froofy French snacky snacks. There was absolutely a little bit of disdain for anything French.
Merci.
In Shakespeare's time. Shakespeare mentions kickshaws in Henry IV, Part 2. Falstaff. He's heading back to London, stops in at the home of Justice Shallow. Shallow's trying to, impress him. Shallow calls on his servant Davy, some pigeons, a couple of short-legged hens, a joint of mutton, and any pretty little kickshaws.
Kickshaws also appear in Twelfth Night. Toby Belch tries to convince Sir Andrew Aguecheek to stay in Illyria and asks him if he can do any kickshaws.
Yeah, but in that case, they're not really talking about food. They're talking about, dancing and frivolity.
Fair enough. This comes from Hannah Glass's cookbook, The Art of Cookery, made plain and simple, which far exceeds anything of the kind yet published.
She was very humble.
Make puff paste, roll it thin. If you have any molds, work it upon them. Make them up with preserved pippins.
What's a pippin?
A pippin is an apple. You may fill some with gooseberries, some with raspberries, or what you please, then close them up, either bake them or fry them, throw grated sugar over them, and serve them up.
Grated sugar. We didn't really know what grated sugar was, but my mother is a font of knowledge.
You used to get sugar not in a big bag at the grocery store, but it would come in a cone about this tall and about this wide. It was grown probably in the West Indies, boiled down several times. You had to grate it with a knife, held it with your sugar nip, and chopped at it with your little hatchet.
Thank you!
Thanks, Mom! We're gonna make puff pastry. It's gonna go perfectly well. 2 cups of all-purpose flour onto the countertop.
Okay.
Take a couple of pinches of salt and just mix that in a little bit. We're gonna make a little volcano with the flour. We're gonna add 1 cup of ice water, little by little. Wrap it in cellophane and you put it in the fridge to rest for half an hour.
While that dough rests, you're gonna get your butter ready.
This is the only part of the process that I insisted that I get to do. 2 sticks of unsalted cold butter, and they're cut into sort of cubes. Beat it within an inch of its life. Put it in the fridge to rest, but this time for only 10 minutes. Your dough has rested and your butter is butter. Roll this into a square that is roughly 12 by 12. You're gonna take your square of butter and put it inside. Fold the corners in like a dough envelope. And then you roll that out. Keep the butter inside the dough packet. You're gonna fold it over on itself in a tri-fold. You turn it twice, let it rest for 30 minutes. We're gonna do 6 turns total. You come up with 729 layers because math. Good job, babe. Okay, and so we're gonna wrap this in cellophane and we're gonna let it rest in the fridge for 30 minutes.
Now we're gonna make our kickshaw fillings. Saute up some Granny Smith apples, cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar, and clove. A little secret ingredient is some bourbon.
I like bourbon. John's gonna roll out the dough super thin.
Our recipe from the 1700s specifically says if you have any molds, work it upon them. We have found these cute little cuts. We're also going to use some cookie cutters. We also found this excellent Under the Sea Creations set So we're going to make some starfish.
We washed the Play-Doh off. They're perfectly sanitary. I have in this little bowl an egg with like a little bit of water in it. Can use this as the glue. We brush this anywhere that we need the dough to stick to itself. I'm working it upon the mold. Work it now. The sugar and the butter and the bourbon and the spices have made a very mild, like, little caramel situation. And hopefully, when we put these in the oven, they puff and you get to see the 700 layers of butter. We're probably going to put the finished Kickshaws in the fridge for a little while just to let the butter cool down again. Put it in a 400-degree oven.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, they look pretty puffy.
Cheers! Delicious.
Oh man, I want one of those right now. That looks really good.
If you would like one right now, you can find John and Beth's complete recipe in the description below.
And don't forget, join us next week for meat pies.